Just learned my husband lost $60,000 behind my back. So my husband has been involved in trading stocks, and I just found out today he lost a lot. It's been going on 2 years behind my back. We purchased a nice house, our second house, 2 years ago when house prices were sky high. We purchased before we bought and purchased high, and thought we could sell high. Tilt your phone and subscribe. While trying to sell, though, interest rates increased, house prices dropped quickly, and suddenly we got a lot less for our old house than expected, around $200,000 less. When we thought we'd get more, the plan was for me not to work and he would pay for our expenses using his single income. It just didn't happen, and so I agreed to start a home daycare business to make ends meet. It took a few months for me to get clients, but eventually I did, and I've been making up the difference and more on top of that in savings. We have one 2-year-old child together, and with the savings I worked out we could have a second child soon and have enough for me to be off a year. Well, it turns out my husband didn't trust that I would make the money, and he turned to taking out 0% interest loans to do high-risk trading behind my back. Well, I've been making around $60K a year in my new business. He just told me he lost $60K. It feels like my last year of work has been for nothing. On top of everything, my husband has been miserable the last 2 years and taking his stress out on me. He always made it seem like my contribution wasn't enough, and I wasn't making enough money, and our debt was so high, and now I know why. Because he lost all this money without telling me. I felt we were fine when we weren't. I don't know where to go from here. He told me only today, finally, because I found evidence in tax forms sent to us, and I confronted him. He was crying, telling me, and was begging me not to leave him. Also making suicidal comments saying he wants to end it all. I told him obviously not to even think about that, as it would hurt me and his daughter. My daycare business is tied to having this house, so if I leave him and lose the house, there goes that. I have worked so hard and love what I do is don't want to lose my business. I also don't want to break up my family. Any advice? I feel very caught off guard by all of this and obviously very hurt that he lied to me. Thanks. Oh, honey, my heart is breaking for you right now. This situation is so beyond messed up, I don't even know where to begin. Your partner's behavior is abusive, plain and simple. The self-harm threats, the manipulation, the emotional terrorism, it's all unacceptable. Honestly, I'm going to give it to you straight. I don't know if you can fix something like this. When someone is this toxic and manipulative, therapy can only do so much. It's like trying to put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. It might stop the bleeding for a bit, but the underlying damage is still there. If I was in your shoes, I'd be running to a lawyer yesterday. Getting some legal advice and separating yourself from this abusive situation is the best thing you can do for your own safety and sanity. You need to protect yourself, period. And as for the self-harm threats, call the cops, sis. I know it's scary and you don't want to make things worse, but this is a classic abuser tactic to keep you trapped. They're basically holding themselves hostage to control you, but you are not responsible for their actions or choices. Don't let them suck you into their twisted mind games. I know this is all so overwhelming and heartbreaking. You're probably feeling lost, confused, and like your world is crumbling around you. But please, please know that you are strong, you are worthy, and you deserve so much better than this abuse. You are not alone, and there is help out there. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or domestic violence hotlines for support. Surround yourself with people who love you and want to keep you safe. And most importantly, don't be afraid to leave. I know it's terrifying to start over, but your life and happiness are worth so much more than staying in a toxic situation. You are a survivor, and you will get through this. It won't be easy, and there will be tough days ahead. But I promise you, there is light at the end of this dark tunnel. You have the strength, courage, and resilience to build a new life filled with love, respect, and peace. Please, please prioritize your safety and well-being above all else. You matter, your feelings matter, and you deserve to be cherished, not abused. Sending you all the love, support, and fierce mama bear hugs in the world. You've got this, and we are all here cheering you on every step of the way. Catch you in the next video.